Okay, so welcome to this word problem. So this one is on basically the drip rate. Okay, so this is something in healthcare. So when you're administering medication, sometimes you want to know what the drip rate might be, or you might have to set it. All right, so let's take a look and see. So we have been given, here is our little formula. All right, so for the drip rate. So now they define everything for us. So RD is the drip rate. And so notice, which means drops per minute. So GTTS, so it's kind of a shorthand. It's coming from Latin and it's stuck around for historical reasons, but it is just drops per minute. V is volume, so notice it's in milliliters. All right, so that one is kind of standard. T is time, and this one is in minutes. So we kind of do want to know what the units are, just so that we're consistent in our question. And RDF is the drop factor, and that one is drops per milliliter. Okay, so that's what we have there. Now, a medical administrator has picked up a chart of a patient which states that the drip rate was set. So here is their drip rate, is 12.5 drops per minute. And now the IV used had 1.5 liters of fluid, and it was utilized for 2.5 hours. So we have volume, we have time. So those ones are our volume and time. And we want to know what the drop factor was. All right, and then round our answer to the 10th. Okay, so let's do it. So let's write down the given. So given, you can kind of primarily start with the formula itself so that it guides you. And notice the way that it's written down, this really just means that it's multiplying there, the R, the F. All right, so that's what that means. And now for all our given information, they do give us RD actually. So that was 12.5 drops per minute. So we have that. So those units are good because they're consistent there. They do give us the volume. So the volume is 1.5 liters, but we want the volume in milliliters. So notice milliliters there. So I'm going to change this. So this is, your understanding of prefixes. All right, so please make sure that you understand those prefixes, that you're going back and forth. All right, so that is prefixes. So that's changing it back. Now next, all right, we have the time. The time is 2.5 hours. They wanted time in minutes. All right, so 2.5 hours. So, you may recall this one is, 1 hour has 60 minutes. So 2.5 hours is going to be, if you multiply that, it's going to be 150 minutes. All right, so now we have our givens, and we are trying to find this right here. All right, so that's what they want. So don't forget to always let the reader know what you are looking for. So you can put a let statement if you like, okay, or define it kind of like this. So now let's get started. So I'm going to copy this down, copy. We're going to then use substitution to plug everything back in here. So if I'm substituting, so this was 12.5. Now my units are all consistent with the formula, so that's great. This was 15 divided by, the time was 150, and multiplied by RDF. All right, so now we can solve for that. Well, 1500 divided by 150, so notice, okay, so what you're going to get right here, so that's going to be just 10. So this is 10 RDF. You can check that on your calculator if you like. Then divide both sides by 10. So that's going to cancel. And you're going to get 1.25 is equal to RDF. All right, so this is what we will have. Now, it did tell us to round to the 10th. All right, so if we're going to be rounding to the 10th, so let's say that. And then we need the units. This would be GTTS, which is drops per milliliter. That's what you have for your drop factor in a healthcare setting. All right, so that would be it for this example. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in another video. Bye.